Yeah. So again, hello everyone. So we are now just starting, I think what we call maybe the last session of this particular course. But then in future also, if I find something related to this subject, I will add more videos in this playlist. But for the time being, this is kind of last session. So what we have planned for today is that recently there was a video on YouTube, and the event is inauguration of a 30 gigawatt solar plant by the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi. Okay, so and the date was 15th December 2020. So today is 17th December 20. 2 days back, this particular plant was inaugurated. And when this plant was inaugurated, uh, there are some discussions. Obviously, it's such a big plant. 30 gigawatt is a. I mean, we'll try to get a sense of how big 30 gigawatt means eventually. But there was this discussion following that okay, what is the impact? How does it matter? Is it are we going ahead, or is it a good, or is it bad, or what are our targets and things like that? So with that in news item which happened 2 days back, inauguration of a 30 gigawatt solar. I'm sorry, it's not solar. It is a solar plus wind. It's a hybrid renewable energy. That means part of it will be solar. Probably maybe half of it will be solar and half of it will wind. We'll explore that. And what is the impact? Okay. So that is what we are going to discuss. And already I had prepared some bullet points. I'll discuss that, and then I'll continue doing taking more and more notes. See, the video is 24 minutes. I only covered 8 minutes. So more information is there in the remaining time. I have to capture that in my notes. So let's begin with that. So what is the what you call introductory matter that was discussed in this thing? The introductory matter was you can see on the screen that I'll just switch off my video. Okay. So on 15 December, a foundation stone was laid for world's largest hybrid energy park in the area of Kutch in Gujarat. Okay, so this is in the east of India, and the generation capacity 30 gigawatt, huge, and it's a renewable energy park, and dedicated zones for wind and solar. So it has two types. Part of it will be wind, part of it will be solar, and big step for India in its commitment towards climate change, as about a fifth of targeted 175 gigawatt in the country will now be in Kutch. Okay, so our target is 175 by 2022. Okay, so out of that, 1/5 is about 30. So already we are this one single plant is covering 1/5, and then fourth largest in the world as far as the India's renewable capacity is concerned. I think we discussed this earlier also. And the total installed capacity of renewables is 90 gigawatt by the end of November. And our solar capacity has grown 2.6 gigawatt in 14 to 36 in 2020. So this is only solar we are talking about. And we want to reach 175 before 2022. And then further ahead, we are looking for ambitious target of 450 by 2030. So how are we going to achieve this? Whether this target is achievable or not is what we are going to discuss. Okay. So again, same thing is repeated. The interviewer asked, there are two experts. One is Ms. Prachi Gupta, consultant from Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog is the Planning Commission of India. Earlier it used to be Planning Commission. So it's a proper central government, a consultant to the government. And Praful Pathak is the president of Solar Energy Society in India. So I also don't know about what this Solar Energy Society means, but eventually we'll explore that also. Okay, so now first question was asked: how does this 30 gigawatt plant boost renewable RE generation in India? Obviously, I mean, it's a huge plant and it will boost. So it's an obvious question, and the answer is obvious. And the answer was it is an instrumental step towards 450 gigawatt renewable by 2030, which means at least we should add 35 of every year until 2030. So, and then 450 gigawatt target includes 280 gigawatt of solar, and climate resilient country. And I mean, this is, I think, climate change. And then concept of hybrid, that is solar plus wind, it will be used. Next, what kind of opportunities and benefits? So it's a very huge, and 5 years ago it was unimaginable, but today it is imaginable and it is actually a reality. And in 2010, a 50 megawatt, sorry, not gigawatt, 50 megawatt plant was Asia's biggest at the time. Now from mega we went to giga, so 1,000 times they increased. So the scale has increased 1,000-fold. That means huge increase in the scale from megawatts to gigawatts. And 175 is the target for 2022, and 30 1/6 of the target. And the scale of will repeat in different parts. So this was the two questions that I was asked, and two questions I have answered. Okay. So oh, I'm sorry. There's a third question also. How do these plans help achieving self-sufficiency? So a little bit points are there. Again, I leave it on the screen. You can pause the video and you can learn about it. Meanwhile, Sandeep also adding some bullet points, which is very basically the repetition of whatever I was just telling so far. Okay, so at this time, I will just take a pause. Now, meanwhile, anybody wants to speak anything, anybody want to ask anything, you are free to do that.
So my question is, why we are preferring the solar installation in the coastal areas except the wasteland, even it is caused a lot of transmission loss?
Sir, I think you need to unmute yourself.
Yeah. So why the plant is located far away in coastal area, and then what about transmission losses? Okay, we'll discuss this question. Any other question anybody want to ask?
It's not a question, but this plant actually also has a water desalination plant also. So we also, but this point was not discussed in that particular discussion.
Okay, so what you are saying is the plant discussed above also has a desalination
Desalination
plant. Okay. So basically desalination means convert salty seawater into drinking water. Is that what you mean by this?
Yes, sir. I mean usable water, potable.
Okay. So I mean the question is now. So why is this interesting? I mean, what is the impact of this? Okay. Okay, we'll come to that. What else?
Sir, this plant, it's a huge capacity plant, right?
Yeah.
So, what happens if there is an accident or some natural disaster occurs? Like, there'll be huge loss, right?
Okay. So the question is, so this question is being asked by Ashok. Okay. As the plant is huge, what is the precautions slash protections, protective measures or whatever? Auto suggest if there is a, or we'll say in case of natural disasters. So are you saying a small plant is better?
Not exactly, but like if they are constructing such big plants, then they must have taken some like very good
Yeah.
precautions.
So,
But I feel
Small.
small decentralized plants are better.
are small decentralized plants better or large plants better from perspective of natural disasters? Good. Good. We are getting some interesting questions. Anybody wants to ask any other question?
So my question, another question is to why government is not working on the solar manufacturing plant and solar advancement technology, and along with this we can reduce the import
Okay.
like from China.
Why not work on solar manufacturing technologies domestically?
Yes, sir.
Why depend on imports? Okay, so there was one answer actually when I went. I mean, in the video itself. See, at present, India has only 2 gigawatt of manufacturing capacity of renewable energy per year. That means every year we can manufacture only 2 gigawatts. But every year our target is 35 gigawatt. So where is 2? Where is 35? See, if you see, I'll just, I'll show it in a diagrammatic way. So let's say this is the timeline. So 2014. Okay, I'll just say tabs. 2020, 2030. I'm just trying to make approximate. If this is 5 years, double that space is like 10 years. 2040. Okay. Now, solar and then wind. So basically, I want to write the capacities and then total RE. Okay. So, so in between there is a target, right? That is 2022. There is a target. So what is the target of 2022? 175 GW. The total all India target of renewable energy by 2022 is 175 gigawatt. What is the target by 2030? Anybody knows what is the target by 2030?
450, sir.
450.
450 gigawatt.
So here it
450.
comes here 450. Just the notes from Sandeep. Here we have. So 450. So now what is the actual in 2019? What is the actual? So because it is target, I'll keep it in let's say some kind of what should I? What color? What color is suitable? Maybe something like a golden color because that is a target we'd like to achieve that. Okay. Now, how much did we actually achieve? What is our status as of 2020? What is the total renewable energy in India?
Sir, it was mentioned 90 gigawatts.
Okay, so we'll find out. Now the question is, now it is 90 gigawatt. Can it become 175 in next 2 years? See, already 2020 is over. We are in December. So 21, 22, 2 years we are having. So by the end of 2022, can we get 175? Do you think we can get? We can achieve 175. How much is the target? Now, if I subtract 175 minus 90, so about 85 we need to get. So every year, 85 by 2, approximately 40, for example. 40 gigawatt per year is needed in 2021 and 2022. What is the India's capacity of manufacturing only 2 gigawatts. So if you see, the point was mentioned here. At present, India has only 2 gigawatt of manufacturing capacity of renewable energy per year. So our local domestic capacity, only 2 we can manufacture. Remaining 38 we have to buy from other countries. Okay, in order to reach this target. Okay, so why not manufacture in India itself? So that is a question. I mean, that's what Satyendra is also asking. Why not solar manufacturing technologies domestically? Why depend on imports? So the answer that these people are giving in the Rajya Sabha YouTube channel, they are saying Atmanirbhar Bharat, and then India, Make in India. All that schemes are there, but the young people India, like you people who are in the class, they are not interested. They are lazy and things like that. Are you people lazy? 10 years down the line, anybody from this class wants to contribute in achieving this? By the way, 10 years means the target will be anyway over. Yeah. So anyway, so anybody
Sir,
wants to try something?
sir, I mean, in aspect of that, I have a question, sir. Actually, to set up a,
Right.
I mean, if we, I mean, we are with our bare hands, and if we want to set up a manufacturing unit, I mean, how much of the technology has to be indigenous?
I did not get the question. Your question is how much of the technology is indigenous?
I mean, has to be indigenous, or I mean, or can we take the help of abroad companies, and can we set up the company,
I
and
mean,
then it won't?
I have a straightforward answer for that. That if India can send a satellite to Mars indigenously, setting up a solar plant should not be a issue, right? I mean, it's just a matter of. I mean, do you think technically it is that big challenge?
No, sir. I mean,
I mean,
but
if
I
we
mean,
can send a satellite to Mars completely indigenously, why can't we set up a solar plant?
so I mean, in that aspect, government has also should also take initiatives. I mean, ISRO is a government organization. So does all the thermal power plants. But we don't have a solar manufacturing companies in India as of now. At least the big companies like NTPC, they have to take the initiatives of manufacturing these things. Then it may be possible. But if a person by himself wants to set up some solar energy or wind energy manufacturing plant, uh, will it be possible? I mean, how? I mean, what could be the challenges? Is the question.
So, who has the capacity to make such huge investments? Is it possible from private players, or should government contribute? Anybody wants to answer this? If I once again reframe the question raised by Sandeep, that what is, if, how who has the capacity? I'm sorry, not how. Who has the capacity? Is there a private entrepreneur in India who can make huge investments? When we talk investment, how much is the investment? See, what is the cost of one MW solar plant? What is the what is the investment cost of one MW solar plant? Anybody has an idea? Anybody has an idea on this? So it is 5 crore rupees basically, approximately. I mean, it could be even less, but more or less it is highly competitive price, that is 5 crore rupees for setting up the plant, not counting the, not counting the land cost. Okay, so so therefore, what would be the, can somebody quickly calculate? So how much will be a 30 GW solar plant cost? By the way, the plant that we are talking about inaugurated or not inaugurated, the foundation stone laid 2 days back. That is also 30 gigawatt, but it has a part solar, part wind. But anyway, so can you just now, based on this, can you calculate the cost of a 30 gigawatt solar plant based on this?
So 1,50,000 crores.
Okay, so it's straightforward. So I'll just paste it here. I'm sorry. Editing. So 150. So who should invest this amount? Government should invest or private people should invest? 1,50,000 crores. You're all there?
Maybe both.
So you're saying both? So I'll just write here. Both private and public are needed to invest. Yeah, so think about it. See, I'll just take a slight detour. We have in IIT Hyderabad campus, we have what is that? 1 megawatt, 1 megawatt, not 1 gigawatt, 1 megawatt solar plant. So I'll just maximize it. I'll stop sharing my screen. I want to show you something. I think some of you are not visited the campus once also, right? So this is my kind of office. It's a small office, and I'm in the 5th floor of a building, and I'll just show the thing. So this is how the outside of the building looks like. You can see the bikes there, and you can see some of the cars parked here, right? So this is the building, and what you can see here, the student hostels, and the red color lines, these are the student hostels, and then the gray color building that you see in the middle of the screen, that is the mess building, and the yellow color building that you see at the back, that is the new first year hostel block. Once the government allows you to enter into the campus, so we are waiting for people to enter into the campus. Next, what I would like to show is this one. Let me see if I can show it properly. I have to really stretch. Yeah. So can you see in the middle of the screen some kind of panels kind of thing?
Yes, sir.
So it's,
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, we can actually walk and see it. In the middle of the screen towards, yeah, now in the middle of the screen. So this is 1 megawatt solar plant. Actually, 10% of IIT Hyderabad campus energy comes from solar. So when you visit the IIT Hyderabad campus, you can have lunch under the panels, and you can visit the solar plant, and you can see the panels. So just I thought, and just for you to give an idea, it is 1 megawatt. I don't know whether you can clearly see the size of it. Okay, so the middle of the screen or towards left of the screen, you can see the panels. So anyway, so that's the quick commercial break. So a lot of things, a lot of construction is going on. So some buildings are constructed. I don't even know what this building is, and but this is the campus. So we are waiting for you guys to come once the restrictions are kind of removed. Okay, so where am I? Yeah, so let's get back to what we were asking. So we have listed down some questions. So let's discuss on that, and then let's do some more exploration whole of this thing. Okay. Yeah. So shall I continue? So let's see these plans whether they will come up or not. But we'll continue. Let the YouTube speak for some time. So just confirm whether you are able to listen to the sound or not when I play. Okay.
So I think, for example, in August 2020, the government announced plans to offer land near the ports to companies for building the solar equipment factories. So I think the initiatives that the government has been taking.
So are you able to listen to what the person is talking?
Yes, sir. It's audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because the first time, see what I'm doing is I'm recording from YouTube and again I'll upload it into YouTube. So, but in between we will add our discussion on it. So that is the idea. So what she just now told is August. In that point I have already recorded. So in August 2020, government announced that they will give land for companies near ports for building solar equipment factories. So if somebody wants to set up a solar equipment factory, government is ready to give them land at a very less cost, negligibly low cost, only for the purpose of setting up not the panels but the panel manufacturing companies. Okay, so that is the idea. And the challenges in solar also it was discussed: land availability, infrastructure, grid integration. Now, how do you find more about this? So you are always welcome. So I think I'll start sharing my screen. I'm sorry, I did not realize that I stopped sharing the screen. I'm just sharing the screen. Just give me a minute. I think now you should be able to see my screen. Yeah. So I was mentioning this point that this thing. So if you want to know more about it, just go to MNRE. That is Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. So if you go to this MNRE website, this is you can see the Government of India website, and it has some information, right? What's new, okay, and then current notices, press releases, tenders, annual report. Okay, so a lot of information is available, and you should be able to find out. Okay, solar capacity increased in last 5.5 years from around 2.6 gigawatt to more than 34 gigawatt. Okay, so 5 years it increased to 34 gigawatt. Now that whatever we want to increase in 5 years, it will be increased in just 6 months or so. I mean, because the 30 gigawatt it will going to double soon. World's largest expansion program, and then so some points are there. You can go through this website. Okay, so I'll just write it here. So there is something called International Solar Alliance. You can find out about it. And then institutes and agencies. National Institute of Solar Energy. This is a website. National Institute of Wind Energy, another website. Probably there will be a lot of information available there. National Institute of Renewable Energy, Indian Renewable Energy, IREDA, Solar Energy Conference. So like that, some things are there. Some what is that? Resources are there. And then this website belongs to Government of India, etc., etc. whatever. So you will find a lot of information here, so you can explore. Okay? So ministry, solar, wind, bio, waste, small hydro, each and every technology is listed here, so you can find out. I mean, obviously it's a pretty detailed this thing. So this is like knowledge center, so it's in Hindi. So anyway, so in your free time, you just explore this. So I'll just copy this, and then I'll go back here, and then I'll paste it here. Okay, so I'll just say write it here. Refer to MNRE website. Okay, so let me come back. So let's see what is an. Right now we are at 8 minutes in the video. So let's continue.
Some 4.7 trillion has been made in India's renewable energy space in the last 6 years, and 1 trillion investment opportunity annually is expected till 2030. So
okay, so what she's saying, 1 trillion. Now I don't know whether it is dollars or rupees. I believe it is rupees, of 1 trillion rupees per year. Investment in RE in India is expected for next 10 years. So this is a statement made by that consultant of, to the Niti Ayog, the planning commission of the government of India. By the way, how much is 1 trillion rupees?
1 lakh crore.
What? How many?
1 lakh crore.
Okay, so this is 1 TRRS is nothing but 1 lakh crores rupees per year for next 10 years. So this is the investment that's going to happen. Okay, let me continue the video.
I think there's a huge opportunity, and particularly with respect to, we talk about self-reliant India, currently I think almost 40%, I think over 80% of the modules are imported from China. So
she's making one more point. 80% of modules mean the solar PV modules. Okay. In India are imported from China. Okay, so is it good or bad?
Given
Is it good or bad? What do you think? 80% importing.
I mean, good in the context of achieving targets and bad in the context of self-reliance.
Okay, so mixed answers. In order to achieve our target, definitely we need to buy it from there. But then in order for, there is also an opportunity if somebody can manufacture in India itself, and then why to depend on, see, every time we purchase from outside countries, that means every time we import, we become dependent, and every time we export, then we become independent. So, yeah. So somebody wants to say some more thing. I think Sandeep wanted to say something.
No, sir, I just said that.
Okay, so let's continue.
And that we have just 2 to 3 gigawatt of manufacturing capability in India, the government's focus on incentivizing manufacturing, and not just the modules, but actually innovating across the entire supply chain will help India develop its own capability in not just PV modules, wafer cells, but actually innovative technologies to increase the PLFs of solar plants as well. So I think with our targets of 450 gigawatt and 280 gigawatt approximately of solar by 2030.
Okay, so just this 450 is the entire RE, but the target of only solar is 280. Okay? So let me just write that here. So by 2030, we want 280 gigawatts of solar. So right now, how much is the solar out of this 90? So probably around 40. I'll correct it. I'll show you one more source of information for this. I am guessing it is 40. Okay. So right now we are at 40. This is just my guess, subject to correction. 40 in 2020 should become 280 in 2030. Next 10 years, it has to grow like that. But our local Indian capacity is only 2 gigawatt per year. We can manufacture 2 to 3 self. So remaining we have to import. Anyway, so let's continue.
Such schemes and incentives that the government of India is actually developing and putting forward, it creates investor interest and to actually invest in companies in India. So I think with respect to self-reliant India, it's solar is one story. And other than electric vehicles to reduce dependence on oil, there are a lot of measures that the government is taking, but particularly
okay, so she just mentioned as a passing point, EVs are important for India in order to reduce dependence on imported oil. Okay, so again, about 80% of oil is imported only. We are not having enough oil in India, so we are importing from outside countries. So, and our entire vehicles are running on imported oil. So therefore, if vehicles are switched over from from diesel and petrol to electric vehicles, it will be good. Again, assuming that we are going to have good amount of solar, solar and other renewable sources. Okay, let me continue.
During the pandemic.
So again, the interviewer is interrupting the speaker. So let's see what the interviewer is asking.
There have been several sectors that have, borne the brunt of the pandemic, of the lockdown. I'm sure renewable sector also required some kind of focus from the government. Has there been any kind of stimulus from the government side towards the renewable energy sector?
So exactly the question raised by Nikhil is the question raised by this particular whoever is questioning the moderator or whatever. Okay, so the question is there any what is that? Let's highlight this. Is there any stimulus? Is there anything under pandemic? So let's listen to the answer and then I'll copy the answer here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the PLI and I think particularly with respect to DISCOMs, under the Atmanirbhar Bharat package, the relief that the government has given to DISCOMs to actually get rid of their debt has been one step. Then the recent initiative of PLI schemes, and then in August, approximately post-lockdown.
So I think DISCOMs are given stimulus to clear their debts. DISCOMs means distribution companies, okay?
1 month after the lockdown, the government offering the land near the ports. I think these are some of the measures, and not just solar, but for example, FAME 2, and a lot of schemes that the government has come up. And one I would like to add is the storage. Battery manufacturing, the government's push to indigenous storage battery manufacturing to reduce import dependency, to increase the use of electric vehicles is another step that the government of India has taken. And one last I would like to mention is the special cells that have been set up by the government of India to handhold investors throughout the investment journey and create plug and play infrastructure facilities for the investors is another move that the government of India has taken.
Okay.
So basically what she's saying is there's some kind of special cell in the government that will give guidance or hand-holding to the investor. Somebody wants to invest, where to invest, how much to invest, all the things apparently the government is going to tell. Okay, so I don't know why government needs to tell that. The investor should be capable enough to find that on their own, but yeah. So any questions anybody want to ask at this stage, or should I continue?
So regarding this EV electric vehicles,
Okay.
earlier we mentioned like that in order to reduce oil dependency, we
Yeah.
need to push EVs. But then again, for EVs, as of now, a lot of batteries are being imported from China itself. So
Hmm.
again, the question comes back to the same point. Like, are we capable enough to manufacture those batteries indigenously? Do we have the technology or the investments? The same thing which we discussed for solar manufacturing.
Yeah. So that's what. So the question Sandeep is asking is EVs need batteries. Again, batteries are imported from China. CHINA, right? So the problem is same again.
Sir, here at last the same topic is raised by speaker also, that we need to do much more on storage of the energy, like last class what we discussed about batteries and all. So
Yeah.
the same thing is at last it is there, sir. Even the speaker told, Prachi Gupta told the same thing.
Sometime back she was telling, right? That is, I think I wrote this point here. Battery manufacturing reduce import dependency. This is also one of one. See, the point is these are all interlinked. Okay, so they're
Yes, sir.
really interlinked. Okay, so interlinked, concept. So what are interlinked? Interlinked are let's say solar. Okay, solar is interlinked to batteries. Batteries interlinked to EVs. EVs interlinked to, let's say, what else? Whatever we were just discussing, right? Uh, Wind. Okay. So all these things are kind of interlinked. So the one of the the interesting or whatever intellectually challenging thing is that how can you identify these interlinks and then navigate your thoughts and plans according to this. So it is not that I will only work on batteries, I don't care about others. Okay, maybe as a research you can do that, but ultimately you have to see how batteries will help wind, how batteries will help solar, how solar will help wind, how wind will help solar, how solar will help EV. So again, so basically EV also need energy, right? So the energy needs of EV. So anyway, so yeah, any other point? Any other point anybody wants to mention?
I mean, for the battery storage manufacturing systems, I mean, there is a point she was discussing actually about $4.6 billion incentives are about to given by the government for the company setting up advanced battery manufacturing facilities in India. I mentioned that point already here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was muted. So this is the point that Sandeep was telling. So 4 point incentives. Okay, so let's continue. Shall I continue the video? So we are only 11 minutes out of 24 minutes. So let's continue.
Mr. Pathak, you mentioned in your first answer that this particular upcoming energy park in Kutch has a capacity of 30 gigawatt. Looking ahead to the target of 175 gigawatt by 2022 and 450 by 2030, how many more such parks does India require so that we are well on target on time to achieve the Paris Climate Agreement target that we have set for ourselves?
So the question, so the question was that what is our plan to achieve this target? So I think now let me put another border here. Okay, so let's see. Just making it look good. Okay, so let's see.
If we look at the things which we are discussing, 30 gigawatt at one place, it is a renewable energy park.
So this is the
it's not solar, it's not wind, it's a mix of solar and wind. And the location is also one of the location wherein these both things, solar and wind, is at an ample quantity. So, see, basically, as I mentioned in my earlier reply, the one part which I was mentioning, which was, though it was in megawatt, but it was Asia's biggest at that time. So that is the cut. That once you have such type of targets or such type of plans, and if you can reach near to that, then definitely that is the beginning of some new plans which are more, which have a capacity more than that. So today we are talking about 30 gigawatt. So there is a possibility that in next 6 months or in a year or so, or by 2022, we may come with 50 gigawatt, or somebody may come with more than that. So this is the stimulus that we are getting, that yes, we have traveled from that 150 megawatt to 30 gigawatt plant. So it's a huge, if you compare the two figures, it was unimaginable when we were planning in 2010. So hardly some 4 or 5 of this type will be a good thing. But in my opinion, when we have reached to 30 gigawatt, our next target must have been 50 gigawatt. And it may be by 2022 or somewhere there. And the important thing is, the basic thing required for such type of installation is your land. And if we could get this much of land at one place, so if there are such type of lands available in Rajasthan, Gujarat, or those Kutch or rural areas, then there is a possibility of having repeat of this or more than capacity more than that. So some few can make a difference. The basic thing is we have changed our attitude. Now we are planning in gigawatt, and that could be in multiple of 30. So if this is the initiation, then in near future, some 2, 3 or more than that, I will be glad if we can have some such type of plans in 2 digits.
And the good thing is that this is all a vast expanse of wasteland. Okay, Prachi Gupta, there's no doubt we've set ambitious targets for ourselves, and we are making significant progress as well. But what are the challenges when we look ahead? In the years to come, what are the challenges, if you could specifically point out at different levels, and how to overcome them?
Yeah. So I think the first challenge is the implementations. We have some excellent policies in place right now, and as I mentioned, we have just 2 gigawatt of manufacturing capacity, and we want to have 20 to 30 gigawatt of installed solar capacity, installed renewables capacity by the next 10 years. So I think in the short term, the challenge is, till 2022 at least, we have to import the solar PV, the solar cells, and till we reach domestic production capacity. In the short term, that is the challenge. But the incentives that the government is giving for boosting domestic manufacturing is one step to overcome those challenges and quickly reach the domestic production capacity to meet our targets. The second I would say is integration of renewables with the grid. So renewables given a variable source of energy in comparison to fossil-based coal or gas-based power plants. So the variability that renewables bring with them, integration of renewables with the grid is a big challenge. And in order to overcome that, the government has taken initiatives to establish India as a global battery storage manufacturing hub in the world. I think the government is planning to offer $4.6 billion incentives in companies setting up advanced battery manufacturing facilities in India. So I think storage is another area that is a big challenge at the moment, and initiatives have to be taken to actually seamlessly integrate renewables with the grid. And third, I would say it's unless we improve the financial health of discoms, while under Atmanirbhar Bharat during the pandemic, the government had given a bailout package of, I guess, some 90,000 crores INR. But I think to improve the operations and financial health of discoms, the big challenge, and maybe one of the measures could be privatization of the discoms to improve the efficiency and take them out of financial debt. So I think these three are the biggest challenges with respect to particularly reaching our renewables targets and integrating them with the mainstream power grid of India.
Okay, Prachi, also,
I hope you are following what I am doing. I'm just listening from here and then typing the points here. Okay. So again, any doubts or any observations you want to make at this stage? Shall we do some exploration? Shall we do some data analysis? About this thing. So what I want you to go for is CEA. Okay, just type CEA. So that is Central Electricity Authority. Okay, so this is the CEA website, and then go for no, they have changed the website completely. Okay, the last time I visited, it was the old website. Now we have the new website. Okay, so I'll show you the old website, how bad it is. So this is the old website, which I'm familiar. Now the new website is like this. So good. So we are they have developed some new website. Okay, anyway, so but obviously we are not interested in the design. Maybe design is good, but then let's go with the reports. Okay, where are the reports? Okay, so I think here the reports are there. Daily report, monthly report, quarterly report, annual report, etc., etc. Let's go to monthly report. We have electric vehicle report, executive summary, fuel, installed capacity, generation, hydro, distribution, monitoring, whatever, all reports are there. So let's go to, I'm sorry, reports, installed capacity report, monthly installed capacity report. So let's see what is there in this. So the site is getting opened. Okay, so we have November 2020, download or view. Okay, so let's see, should we download or view? I'll go for view. Okay, so 7 pages report has come. Let me just verify whether I'm sharing the screen properly. You're able to see my screen, right? Somebody can confirm. You're able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So here installed all India installed capacity in megawatt. So forget megawatt, we'll divide everything by 1000 and we'll only speak in, as of 30 November 2020. So today is 17 December 2020. So just 15 days back, all India. Okay. All India renewable energy is how much? 90.90 gigawatt. Okay. So here we can see the proper data here. So breakup of renewable energy, all India, 30 November 2020. We have hydro 4.7 giga, wind is 38 giga, solar is 36.9 giga. I'm sorry. So this is about 37 giga. Sometime back I told 40. So this is still 37. So this 37 has to become 280. Where am I? Yeah. And the total renewable energy is 90 giga. Okay. So this 90 is correct. So wind is 38. So let's go back here. So the wind is 38 right now. So almost wind and solar are hand in hand. And so I don't know what is the wind target is. We'll have to see that later. So the others are also there. So okay. So now I want to, earlier we talked about a question, who will invest, right? Where did we talk about that question? So where did I write? So here, so the question was, who has the capacity to make such huge investment? Is it possible from private players or should government contribute? Okay, so now I will ask the question, what is the breakup of ownership? OWNER SHIP of RE, okay, of let's say solar in India. So what did I say? What is the solar capacity? So as of now, that is as of November 2020, we have 37 GW. Okay. So what percent do you think is government? Anybody can guess? 37 gigawatt. So I'll say some XX percent from central government. Okay, can you guess?
Sir, I haven't data actually.
If you have the data, don't tell. Those who don't have the data, let them guess.
No, sir, not the data of this question, but it can be used as a reference maybe. For example,
no, I want wrong answers basically, so that that surprise effect will be there.
For 1,000.
Can anybody guess what percentage of this 37 gigawatt solar is privately owned, government owned, like that?
Maybe government is 90%.
Okay, who is this guessing?
Abhishek.
Okay, government is 90. You're thinking that like that. Okay, from private people. Okay, private companies or companies plus homes. Okay, so one guess was 90%. Let me. Anybody want to say?
Maybe private companies is around 60%.
Okay, so one more answer. Private company 60%. Why you are saying 60% private?
In India, solar has not really been adopted by the government as far as I know.
Okay, so let's refer to the. Now I'll show the answer. So you'll be surprised. So this is the installed capacity. That is, we just saw this, right? 90 gigawatt out of this 36.9 or 37 is solar. So let's go up. So here you can see the all India, state government, private and then central. So the first line and third line is government, middle is the private. Okay. Now if I go to the right, where is solar in this? So let me go back. See, this is renewable energy sources. Okay, the last column. So if you go to the last column in this, this is not only solar, but out of 90, 86 is private. Okay, 86 is private. 2 is state government. 1.6 is central government. Okay, so that is the actual number. So not the solar. I'm adding wind also into it. Okay, so here instead of 37, I'll say 90 gigawatt renewable energy. So I'll delete this. These are all wrong. This also I'll delete. So here I will say 86 divided by 90 from private. So how much is the percent? Can somebody calculate? 1.5 divided by 90 from central. And okay, it's already written. How much is the percentage?
Approximately 95%.
No. So 95% is private actually, solar.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it surprising? 2.3 out of 90. How much are these the other two? How much is the state government and central government? Can you, just for the sake of completeness. So 5% is divided in the ratio of almost. So maybe this is 2 and this is 3.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Approximately. I mean, I'm just
Approximately, yeah.
Yes, yes.
yeah. So look at this. I mean, isn't it interesting? So now these people are talking about. So everybody gives credit to the government that they are setting high targets and all. But if you see, now we have to achieve 450. Today we are 90. In 2 years, we have to go to 175, and then we have to go to 450. And yeah, so I mean, now you get the idea, right? Whether we'll really. So just now the 30 gigawatt is the what you call inaugurated 2 days back. Modi inaugurated 30. So it may take 1 year to come. So this 90 will become 120. Still 50 more is needed. So I don't know how many of you watch cricket. So the target and then number of runs and how many overs are there, whatever is the run rate required, all that thing, that kind of thing you can do it here. And you can next 2 years you can see. Okay? Anyway, so shall we continue? So another source I showed you is the new website of CEA. So many things are there, wings, about us, committees, meetings, clearance, dashboard, RTI, tender, important links. So spend 1 hour, 2 hours, you can learn a lot from this. Anyway, so where were we? I think I'll go back to playing the video. It's just a 24-minute video. 17 minutes we are done. Now time is 5:20, so we have time up to 5:30. So let's see. In 10 minutes, what more?
In its renewable energy push, we've seen India take the lead, for example, in the International Solar Alliance and several other initiatives as such. What is the kind of cooperation that we are expecting or getting from our partner countries?
Yeah,
so there is a question. So India has taken leadership in International Solar Alliance. So it is something ISA, something to explore. You can say, what is this? And the another thing that interviewer, that lady, she asked a question: what kind of cooperation is happening at international stage? So shall we find out the answer to this?
I think, even recently the government announced one sun, one world, one grid. So I think with respect.
So something she's saying, one sun, SUN, dash, one world, dash, one grid. Okay. Let me capitalize, because looks very grand. What do you think this means? One sun, one world, one grid. What do you think this means? Anybody has an idea? What does this mean? One sun, one world, one grid.
Sir, it is an initiative taken by the government of India in the meet of the Conference of Parties in the year of 2015 and also suggested International Solar Alliance along with this.
But what exactly does it mean? Technically, what does it mean?
Sir, one grid means we can share with neighboring countries also. It's same.
So sharing of power across different countries. Okay. See, right now also India shares power with neighboring countries and all, but what they are planning or what they are talking about, entire world, they want to have a common electrical grid. Okay? So that's what I understood from this. Anyway, instead of going back to the video, I'll just do a Google search. What does it mean? One sun, one world, one grid. Business Standard. And this is an article from Business Standard, and date is August 15, 2020, the Independence Day, August 15, 2020. The idea was first floated by Prime Minister in 2018 during the first assembly of International Solar Alliance. one sun, one world, one grid. All you need to know about mega solar plan. What is this? Okay, so let's see. So we have a big picture of solar panels here. Ambitious OSOWOG. OSOWOG, what is that? OSOWOG. One sun, one world, one grid. Connect 140 countries through a common grid that will be used to transfer solar power. Okay, so good. So the plan is, I'll write it here. Isn't it interesting?
Sir, this is only that one. I feel that International Solar Alliance what we made.
Okay, so the agenda or the main, this
Between the countries which are in between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of
OSOWOG. So this is a nice interview question. You can ask anybody in the energy sector. Anyway, do you know what is OSOWOG? I don't know. So then you're not selected for the company or whatever. Like anyway, so 140 countries. It looks like a major thing. Okay, now the issue is time is 5:24. We have 5 more minutes. So should I go back to the YouTube video or should I go to the Google and find more about this? So the article is open. So there's a photograph and things like that. Also read. And then there is some kind of. Okay, so this is a kind of decently big enough article. So I'll just copy this. I'll go back to my document and then paste it here. Read. I'll just paste the link. And then I'll just reduce the font size so we don't have time to read this right now. So let's go back to the video. Just a minute. I'm getting a call. I'll just take this call for a minute. Yeah, so let's play the video.
Like to even the neighboring countries, we have a supply of hydro energy with Bhutan and even Nepal. So I think the kind of diplomacy and the political willpower has definitely brought together the country, brought together the neighboring countries, and even the world is looking at India's targets. So the investment that is flowing into India in renewables per se has been among the highest. And as I said, there's an opportunity of approximately $1 trillion investment needed in the renewables. I think the investor confidence across the world has increased given India's ambitious targets.
Okay, Mr. Pathak, huge opportunity there, but of course ridden with challenges. Prachi Gupta has pointed out several. What, according to you, are the biggest challenges that you think going ahead in the future in the renewable energy sector for India?
See, the challenges are always there, but the previous experience, what we have seen is whenever there are challenges, we have come out to achieve something new, something big.
Definitely.
And to add something in this International Solar Alliance, the biggest thing which we have is we are now leaders to the world for the solar sector. Who's in International Solar Alliance, we have a partnership with France. So the most important thing which we could have is we will have a manpower resource. resource we can have in India, and that manpower resource can be given to the other countries, those who are members of International Solar Alliance. So that is one point which I would have to add to what you were discussing. So that is our advantage. And in terms of challenges, as she mentioned, the grid stability, the connection into the grid, evacuation, these are all the challenges. Even now, the new thing which is coming is electric vehicles. So integrating electric vehicles, their charging and everything in this grid is another challenge. But whenever there are challenges, we have found that we have come out with the solutions. Earlier, we were having a thought that how can we adjust the solar plants which are not that stable in comparison to the fossil fuel-based situations. But now we have all the systems there, and we are in a position to accommodate. So the past experience says that though we have challenges like accommodating this renewable energy because they are not basically, whether it is a solar or it is wind, it is time specific. So to adjust it is definitely a challenge. But till today, we have seen that we have achieved the required goal which we have, and when we can do that, then maximizing this or getting further to the challenges, I think it's possible.
Undoubtedly, yeah. Prachi Gupta, so when we talk about future potential, what he says is, of course, makes a lot of significance because there are opportunities, there are challenges, but we have to come up with solutions. And we have been showing that in terms of progress that we are making. If we talk about the future potential, looking at the ambitious targets and also the significant progress that we have been making, do you think India has the potential to move into a fully renewable system by maybe, say, year 2050? Do we have such a target in mind?
Well, no targets as of now. India is still looking at supposedly net zero emission targets. So, as per our estimates, NITI Aayog's estimates, we expect by 2035 approximately 40% integration of renewables with respect to power generation by 2035. So to say that we would be fully renewables it would take some time. Maybe by 2025 we could have a better estimate if we could achieve 100% renewables. But I think with the analysis that we have recently been doing, I think it's more or less in the range of 40 to 42% that we might reach by 2035.
Okay, Mr. Pathak, what do you think? If we are able to achieve our target of 450 gigawatt by 2030, do you think we have the potential to fully go into renewable energy system in the decades to come?
If we go by the figures which are available with us, that what capacity of renewables can be possible in our country, then it's not difficult. But I have some different opinion. Whenever you have an energy mix, you must have different types of mix. Only switching to one type of energy resource will not be good, because see, earlier we had a coal base or fossil fuel base around 70% plus in our energy mix, and we have plant, and as per Paris Agreement we have to reduce that. So we are reducing that, but in my opinion, it's a good thing if we can have whole renewable energy base in India, whether it is in 2035 or 2050. But in my opinion, the coal-based power plants or somewhere atomic, they have a steady and stable supply. And whenever you plant something, you have a mix of all that. So I am very happy for the 100% renewable, but I think we need to have a mix of all. Okay. So if we can have more than 60% plus renewable, I'll be happy then.
Okay. So with that, I have to call it a wrap on this edition of discussion today. Thank you to both my guests for.
Yeah. So thank you to you also. So I'll just share this thing. Anyway, this was already shared on another this thing. Oh no, I think this is a different document. Okay. So I'll just. Share settings. No, I think get link. So it's like anyone with the link. I'll just copy the link. Done. So because I'll just put this in the description. Okay, so yeah. So any final points before I close? I think this is actually the last session as we are speaking. So, but then, as I said, we are not even touched the surface. You know, people use the word we scratched the surface. We are not even scratched the surface. So, this is the ocean of a subject, energy management, whatever. So, I thought through this course, I will just give a basic. I mean, just some kind of flavor. That's it. So again, it's up to you. You will have to plan your life, your career, going 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. What you want to do, all these things you decide. And if this subject excites you, if this kind of energy sector and all is interesting, explore more, find out more information, and continue doing this. Individually finding information is a very inefficient way. Form a group, 10 people or 5 people, whatever, just like how we did. And each one will find some information and set up a call and discuss and share your knowledge among yourself. That is a better way rather than, each one finding out, reading the reports and, finding out, making notes. Share your knowledge actually. So that's the whole idea. So each of you, so that you can benefit from each other's time. Okay? So with this, I'll end the session. Any final remarks from anybody?
Sir, please stay back after the class. For post this meeting.
What is it? I'm sorry, I could
Sir,
not hear.
please stay back after the class.
Okay, but then I will have to leave a little quickly once immediately the class is over. But yeah, what else? Anybody? Yeah. So if nothing else is there, then let me stop recording and then we'll end. Thank you so much. I'll send a mail regarding evaluation and things like that. Okay. Thank you.